My mother, who I think you might agree, having lost 4 brothers and sisters and her parents in the Holocaust, had the most positive attitude of anybody I've ever known. So everybody please write down, attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. It's not a part of the thing, it's not a majority, it's everything. John D. Rockefeller, the founder of the family fortune, said, I'd much rather hire somebody with a great attitude than somebody who's got more degrees than a thermometer and has no clue. So there are some things we can control, a lot of things we cannot control, but the one thing we have total control over is our mind, our attitude.
The thing I learned from Boaz is it's all about my attitude. I can control my attitude, I can control what I think, I can control my energy, and it's about being positive.
Let me give you something from Israel that you can do at your company immediately to improve everything. The number 1 product in all companies in Israel is not specifically the product they make. It is new ideas. Everybody over there is sold on the thing that our number 1 product is new ideas. So if you would like everybody in your company to suddenly feel very innovative, go to FedEx office, have a banner made about 8 feet wide, and put on it the words, welcome to your idea factory. Welcome to your idea factory. So sooner or later, people will ask you, how's business? Okay? And what you say next is really important because it gives them the impression of what you're really doing. And most people will tell you exactly how it is. Well, you know, it's not the same since 9/11, and the weather, and the government, and our people aren't responding, and this, and this, and this. Is any of that any good? I don't think so. What if I give you one word? What if I give you one word? People ask you, how's business? Use this one word with enthusiasm, and I guarantee 100% of the people out there will think you're doing great. So the one word I suggest you use is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now think about that. Won't that cover both ends of your spectrum, good or bad? Am I right? Am I right about that? And I believe from your leadership, they want you to tell the truth, right? That is the truth no matter what. But when you do it with enthusiasm, everybody will give you the benefit of the doubt and think you're doing great. So let's practice. I'm just curious. How's business? Unbelievable. And when they do a follow-up, I say, now, wait a minute, John. Wait a minute, Barry. Is it really going that good? Here's a follow-up line. All I can say is, it's unbelievable. How's everything with you? Don't explain. Just stick to your word. Please write down, if it's not what I want, I won't say it. If it's not what I want, I won't say it. Now, I got to be honest with you. It will not get any better than that this afternoon. That's about as strong a secret to success as I can share with you, to not say what you don't want. Let me first give you the definition of, to me, what a champion is. It's not somebody who always wins. It's just somebody who gets up quicker when they fall down. You know, we think the people who win the Super Bowl or the World Series, they're the champions. Yeah. Well, it's actually the people who go out and work every day and try to make their way forward in this economy who are champions. A real champion is just one who has learned how to come back faster when they fall down, because the only thing we have constant is change. But I know there are days all of us don't feel like being enthusiastic. Some days I don't feel like being enthusiastic. Now today's not one of them, but let's pretend. Before I walked in, I was tired, maybe the plane came in late the night before, somebody wasn't nice to me on the phone, whatever it is, I'm in a bad mood, just like you might be once in a while. So here's what I have to do to get myself in a better attitude. I can remember a few things before I walk in. One, what I mentioned a moment ago, that attitude is everything. Another one, please write down, the group runs at the speed of the leader. The group runs at the speed of the leader. Wait a minute, I'm the leader this morning. My speed is pretty rotten. They're going to run at my speed. This is not going to be good. So if I'm in a bad mood, I got to think about attitude is everything. I got to think about the group runs at the speed of the leader. Then I can think about the following you may want to note. A leader does what has to be done. A leader does what has to be done, when it has to be done, whether they feel like it or not. Here's what I find. Most people are not really listening to other people, and thus we have breakdowns in communication. What I see is most people are waiting to say something. So I can hardly wait till you stop so I can give you more of my brilliance. So they are waiting and they're not really listening.
So then why is it important to be a good listener?
We've talked before about the Dale Carnegie book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. In this book, written in 1935, Dale Carnegie says, we all have certain needs. We need food, shelter, and clothing. But one need that is so important that the majority of people never get is a feeling of importance. Everybody wants to feel important. So when we actively listen to someone, we are making them feel important. So all of us have that need, but it gets fulfilled so little of the time. So here are 6 steps if you want to get your attitude going in a tremendous fashion every morning. Number 1 step is affirmations. Affirmations. Everybody's an expert at affirmations. I can't get people to listen to me. The other department doesn't want to help us out. People are not open to new technology. Those are all great affirmations in the wrong direction. In the wrong direction. So what I suggest is you get a few affirmations, only ones that you could put maybe on the back of a card about the size of this. I like setting very simple goals and very simple directions. This is like a blueprint. So I was born in Israel at a very young age. And by the way, some of you need to loosen up just a little bit, okay? Okay. Some of these are time release, you'll get them about 4. No problem. Used to live on the shore of the Sea of Galilee in Israel. Anybody been to Israel besides me? Anybody been? A larger crowd usually than usual. I lived in Tiberias on the shore of the Sea of Galilee. And in fact, that's where I used to swim every day. That's where I learned how to swim, in the Sea of Galilee. Yeah. When I was 6, my brother was 5. My dad threw us into the water. And as soon as we got out of the gunny sacks, we did fine. I used to have more brothers and sisters. Some were not as strong.
Boaz shared some really amazing things today, one of which was how attitude is everything, especially when you're connecting with new people, and specifically the 5-question approach and how you can use that to really connect in a more meaningful way will change my introductions going forward.
So we come to America, and the uncle who sponsored us to become citizens has now moved from New York to Oklahoma. Can you imagine? Nice people, but that's culture shock. Israel to Oklahoma. The only thing I knew about the western part of the U.S. as a 9-year-old in Israel, the John Wayne movies I saw over there with the Hebrew subtitles. Yes, he'd come over hills, see a bunch of Indians and say, Oy vey pilgrim. So I thought we'd live among the cowboys and Indians. I really was shocked. Did you see? There's civilization here. Didn't speak a word of English when I got here. I learned how to speak English in the traditional way by watching The Lone Ranger on television. Doesn't everyone? So by the time I was in high school, I learned enough English to become a newscaster on a large radio station in Tulsa. But don't get overly impressed. I was fired 2 months later. Only 2 problems. I'm still emotionally working through them. At the time, I had a German accent, and 2, I couldn't read well on the air. Other than that, I was perfect. So I went to work with my high school speech teacher, and 6 months later got rid of the accent and went to work for another large radio station, which leads me to the next point I'd like for you to write down. Please write down, it's easy for me to change.
We brought Boaz in for our semi-annual management meeting to speak to all of our managers and executives within the corporation. What's different about Boaz is he's a very engaging and energetic speaker, caught everybody's attention and kept everybody energized throughout the entire day. One of the big takeaways from the meeting was Boaz's 5 questions. Our managers have been able to use those questions to better connect with their employees and with their customers.
Get this sign. Get the other sign. Welcome to your idea factory. Have these books on everybody's desk, and you watch how it changes the culture of your company and improves everybody's attitude, and it adds to the personal development. So be careful what you're thinking, because words are previews of things to come. You may want to write that down. Words are previews of things to come. We go to the movies, they show us previews. They're not just toying with us, those movies are really coming. But people say things they don't want, and then they're shocked when they happen. So once again, I ask all of you, how's business? Unbelievable. In interviewing thousands of people all over the world, I've created something I call the 4 rules of answers. People give us answers to questions. We think they said one thing, but in essence, they said something else. But what did we do? We fell in love with potential. We jumped to conclusions. We thought they said one thing, but in essence, they said something else. So the first rule of answers, an instant answer with strong words equals yes. Instant answer, strong words equals yes. So I asked some of these gentlemen a moment ago certain questions, and they gave me some strong answers. Absolutely is a definite yes. Am I right? Absolutely is a definite yes. That's an instant answer with strong words. However, careful, because rule number 2, an instant answer with weak words equals no. Let me give you some more rules for powerful meetings. Some of you told me at breakfast last night and this morning that you wish you could be a little more productive. You wish you could get things done in less time. Well, I think most of the meetings being held in North America could be done in half the time and be twice as productive if we had some simple rules. So here are some simple rules for productive meetings. One of the rules of productive meetings for you is more people in a small room. Cram more people in a small room makes it look like a meeting is important. Don't have a very small group, very large room. So more people in a small room. No empty chairs, no empty chairs. Any of you have people at your company who constantly come to meetings late? Anybody have that? Okay, you don't want to pretend. Okay, but even if you did, I think that's a lack of respect. Who would agree? Lack of respect. Had I wanted the meeting at 9:08, I would have said it at 9:08. The meeting was set for 9 o'clock. So here's the way you handle things. And you'll hear a lot about my mother and my father. Mother very good with people in business. Dad was a carpenter and a builder, and I follow him too. Mother said, and please write down, I'll kill people with kindness. I'll kill people with kindness. Mother was so nice, you almost wanted to throw up, but you wanted to do whatever she wanted you to because she was so nice. So when somebody comes in late to your meeting and there are no empty chairs, make a big deal about it, because empty chairs makes it look like the meeting wasn't important enough. Adding chairs later makes it look like it's getting more important. So somebody walks in late, do the following. Oh my gosh, look, we have more people we expected. Can everybody move over? Let's pull up another chair. Do it nicely. I don't know about you. I would not want to be introduced too many times. Who would agree? I'll show up. You want a shortcut to your greater success? I suggest never order anybody to do anything. Do not point fingers at anybody. Please write down from Carnegie, I will ask a lot of questions. I will ask a lot of questions. Carnegie said, the person who controls the conversation is not the one who's talking, it's the one who's asking the questions. So ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions. My mother guided the conversation beautifully. You could see it. She would keep asking you questions, so she got you where she wanted you to go, and she made you feel like it was your idea. And then please write down, people will fight for their own ideas.
I'm the event planner for a conference that just took place here in Atlanta. We hired Boaz as our closing keynote. We were a little bit nervous about how this event would go, but he brought exceptional value to our audience. There was laughter, there were takeaways, there were people getting to know each other that had never met before, and he really brought a great finale to our conference. I couldn't be more pleased with the value he delivered and how easy he was to work with. So if you want some great content for your next event, consider Boaz. He's awesome.
I'm going to give you 9 ideas. One of these is really going to be very exciting for you. Idea number 2. Let's say you could identify 10 ideal new clients. I don't care how big they are. I don't care how tough they are. Identify 10 ideal new clients you'd love to have. Identify the CEO. My mother told me, start with the top. Start with the top. So we're going to identify the CEO. We're going to write a 1-page handwritten letter to each one of those CEOs. Wait a minute, Boaz. What is this handwritten letter stuff? I haven't seen one of those since it took 2 seashells to park your dinosaur. Okay, would you rather be stuck among 10,000 emails that never get answered? Well, you haven't seen my handwriting. Okay, 2 words for you. Slow down. Okay, slow down. We're going to write a 1-page handwritten letter to each one of those 10 CEOs stating, with our expertise at X, Y, and Z, give 3 of your best services or products. With our expertise at this, and this, I think we can be of service to your company, and I'd like to set up a meeting for coffee. Notice the words are carefully chosen. Everybody wants a meeting. I'm saying a meeting for coffee. So with our expertise at X, Y, and Z, I think we could be of service to your company, and I'd like to set up a meeting for coffee. And then we're going to send those 10 handwritten letters to those 10 CEOs once a week, every week, same day, by FedEx, until they call or issue a restraining order. In the first chapter in the Carnegie book, he gives some stories about some of the gangsters of the last century. Al Capone, for example. Here's a murderer, a killer, and he said, I give people the lighter side of life. He did not blame himself for anything. So the people you and I deal with every day don't blame themselves for anything. So criticizing, condemning, or complaining does absolutely no good. So he said, just don't do it. Number 3. Change your voicemail and turn it into a commercial. Change your voicemail and turn it into a commercial. Say something you're doing for a client that's beneficial and say we can do the same thing for you next. This is John. I'm sorry I missed your call. We're helping a company implement a brand new program that's going to add to their bottom line by 10%, and we can help you do the same thing next. Leave a number. Next week, you leave a different message. You're traveling, you ought to leave messages from Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta today learning about how to be a better service to a client doing this, this, and this. You want me to do the same thing? Leave a number. This you could change at noontime today and get results by Monday. And by the way, on your phones, when you leave a voice message and when you answer the phone, please raise your enthusiasm level up by 10%. Just a little more enthusiasm, gumption. Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich said, that is a big difference in people being successful. And if you don't know how to be enthusiastic, all you do is walk and talk 10% faster. Nobody knows what you're up to, but they'll like it, okay?
Great talk with Boaz today. One of the most important things that I'm going to take away from this is the unique selling proposition, a quick way to get your message across and leave your customer looking for more and curious.
And then go over what didn't work last week, go over what didn't work and minimize it, and go over what did work and maximize it. Go over what didn't work and minimize it, and go over what did work and maximize it. According to Carnegie, please write down from How to Win Friends, I will look for the good and embellish it. I will look for the good and embellish it, make it bigger, and as much as possible disregard the bad. I will look for the good and embellish it, and as much as possible disregard the bad. But what do most people do? They'll spend the whole time at the meeting talking about how bad things are. And what do you think happens to me if I'm part of your staff? I leave thinking nothing works here. No, I want to hear some good things. Who would agree with me? I want to hear some good things. Okay, I understand, talk about the bad stuff, tell me what you're doing to deal with it, but I want to hear something good. Who we surround ourselves with makes all the difference in the world.
It does.
In fact, there was a survey once made that the income you make is usually within 10% of the people you hang around. So if you hang around people who aren't doing very well, that's probably the way you're going to be. But if you hang around people who are very successful and making more money, that's probably the way you're going to be, because we are affected greatly by the people who we surround ourselves with.
I do agree with that. Now, let me ask you, building crew, wrecking crew, where did you come up with these titles?
I really have no idea, but it really defines these people very clearly. So people who are part of the wrecking crew are people who are always going to criticize us. What makes you think you could do that? You will never accomplish more than you've already accomplished. That's somebody who wants to tear you down. They're part of the wrecking crew. But the other folks who are in the minority are the building crew. They will say, Danielle, you can do it. I see it in you. You are a champion. Go for it. They will encourage you to move up. The others will pull you backwards to their level. Go to CVS or Walgreens, buy a bunch of blank note cards. American Greetings, Hallmark. Design on the front, they start blank on the inside. Why? Because they might think that you picked it up for them. Get blank note cards with envelopes. Never return address on the envelope. I want to force people to open up your card immediately. On the front, handwritten, not by your secretary. You, slow down. You want to bypass gatekeepers? Put the word personal down here. Personal. Not confidential, that's business. Personal, looks like an invitation. And then use commemorative stamps. Commemorative stamps, they look different. Never metered, never ordinary stamps. Oh my gosh, look, the 100th anniversary of flight. There's Orville, there's Wilbur, you just got me involved. So if you would like to get more goodwill with those people that you want to be accountable to you, start sending note cards to them at home, not in your office. Somebody does something nice, even if it's this big, compliment and send a note home. Anybody know what a USP is? USP, not a UPS. Anybody know what a USP is? A unique selling proposition, and you all need one. You all need one. It's a line that when people on the outside will ask you what you do, give them a short line that bugs the heck out of them. So they say, what are you talking about? Because the majority of people tell everybody exactly what they do. We do this, 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 and this. Nobody's going to remember you. You know some USPs. What company says we bring good things to life? GE. 6 words. So here are the 4 steps to create a USP. Number 1, it should be short. Companies charge hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this. I'm about to give it to you at no charge, okay? Because you're here. Number 1, it should be short. GE, 6 words. If it's 9 words, 8 or 9, all I'm going to remember is the last word. So short. 2, not logical. Not logical. We make widgets, we build buses, we do software. Too logical. So short, not logical. Start with the word we is number 3. So short, not logical. Start with the word we. I don't care if you're a business for yourself. I sound small, we sound large. You need associates, I'm volunteering to be your associate, okay? It's we.
Well, the thing I really like about the seminar is the 5 questions to meet new people. It takes all the pressure off and just lets you open up and find out what they are all about. Good way to meet people. Absolutely a great, great idea.
All right, many years ago, I created a daily success formula that could change your attitude and get you going in a great attitude every day. It's called the Tiberius Success Formula. Tiberius, T-I-B-E-R-I-A-S. Some of you may have been there. That's a city on the shore of the Sea of Galilee in Israel. 6 steps totally revolutionize your life. Step 1 in the Tiberius Success Formula is affirmations. Affirmations, statements of what you want to happen, written as if they've already been accomplished. And I don't want 3 pages worth of affirmations. Just what you could put on the back of a business card, a few lines. And I'm going to give you the opening line of my affirmations that I read every morning. This is powerful. Everything I touch prospers and succeeds. Did you notice the cards on your chair? Did you see these cards? You see these cards? This was the way my mother connected with people. This is the way my mother created great relationships. And many of the problems I talked to you about this morning and last night, many of them deal with people. My mother created these great relationships, and people wanted to cooperate. People wanted to be accountable. People respected her decisions because she was genuinely interested, and she asked everybody the same 5 questions. So here are my mother's questions. Look at these. Where are you from originally? Now, she started out with, I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Mother had this hand gesture, like a Lady Di thing, you know. She was about to hypnotize you, but it was really all good. Okay, so I'm just curious. Where are you from originally? And then if you told me you're from here, the second question is, have you lived here all your life? But if you tell me you're from somewhere else, what brought you here? She's following your story. Research has been done that the first 15 minutes of every day, what we do when we first wake up, makes all the difference in the world as to how the rest of the day goes. Like at a racetrack, you know, when the horses take off, the first few seconds are the most important. Or in an automobile race, the first few seconds are very important. So the first 15 minutes of every day tend to set our mood for the entire day. And most people don't even think about it. The cards that you got today, Scotch tape them to your phone. Make copies for everybody in your company, Scotch tape them to everybody's phone. We did this in one company in Houston. They doubled their sales in 2 months. As people were talking to people, suddenly we're really talking to people and making notes of the answers they just got. What if I had a technique by which you could make certain to know exactly what everybody said? Here they come, 4 rules of answers, and you heard them all right here. Number 1, an instant answer with strong words equals yes. An instant answer with strong words equals yes. Was it a good move to go to Chicago? Absolutely, positively. I got an instant answer, strong words, no question, that's a yes. But here comes rule number 2. An instant answer with weak words equals no. Instant answer with weak words equals no. Does this software seem to meet your needs? Well, yeah, it looks like it's going to work out okay. Who would agree? I have nothing. That's not what I wanted. I wanted you to say, sure. What should you do? Ask more questions.